Chapter 1. The dough thickens. At Sunny Pines Retirement Village, life was simple and sweet. Residents played bridge on Tuesdays, Tai Chi on Thursdays, and grumbled about hip replacements every day in between. The biggest drama the village had seen in years was when Mrs. Langley's poodle peed on the bingo table. That was until Ethel, Harold, Betty, and Stanley decided to stir things up, quite literally. It all began one lazy afternoon in the common room. The four friends sat around a card table, sipping lukewarm tea and nibbling on stale cookies. "These biscuits taste like cardboard," said Harold, tapping one against his dentures to test its structural integrity. "I think they are cardboard," said Ethel, squinting at the packaging. "They expired in 2019. "Well, we can't live like this," said Betty, who had once baked for Queen Elizabeth's cousin's dog. "We need a proper bake-off." "A what?" Stanley blinked. "You mean like on TV?" "Exactly," said Ethel, her eyes gleaming. "A Sunny Pines bake-off. Each of us bakes something, and the rest of the residents vote for their favorite. Winner gets what?" asked Harold. Betty grinned. "Bragging rights. And a tiara." "I'm in," said Harold. "I haven't worn a tiara since my grandson's bachelorette-themed birthday party. Blank. Blank. Chapter 2. Batter up. They posted flyers around the village. Sunny Pines Bake Off, this Saturday. Bring your best buns. Stanley was briefly offended until Ethel explained it referred to baking. The competition drew attention. Dozens signed up. Even Mrs. Langley's poodle was rumored to be baking paw-shaped cookies, with assistance. Betty began practicing immediately. Her kitchen was filled with the scent of lemon zest and authority. "I'm making my famous lemon drizzle cake," she declared. Ethel, always dramatic, said, "I'm going for a classic, triple-layer chocolate cake with secret chili powder. Sweet and spicy." Harold decided on scones, proper ones. He insisted, "None of that dry nonsense. Mine will be fluffier than a baby duck in a cotton ball factory." Stanley, a man who once confused salt with sugar for 3 months, nervously whispered, "I'm making banana bread." "From scratch?" Ethel asked. Stanley paled. "There's a scratch version? Blank. Blank. Chapter 3. Whisk takers. By Friday, tensions were as thick as Betty's buttercream. The dining hall turned into a battleground of mixers, flour clouds, and competitive whisking. The residents were serious. Mildred, 89, was making cheesecake and claimed her springform pan was blessed by Julia Child herself. Frank, 72, baked apple pies while wearing aviator goggles. For safety, he insisted, as no one questioned the logic. Stanley had 3 failed attempts at banana bread. The first was raw, the second was burned, and the third disappeared. "Where's my batter?" he asked. They turned to see Earl, the village's resident prankster, licking a spoon guiltily. "I thought it was pudding." "Earl," Stanley said calmly, "you owe me bananas. Blank. Blank. Chapter 4. Let them eat cake. Saturday arrived. Sunny Pines was transformed. Tables were covered with checkered cloths. Balloons floated above displays of cakes, cookies, pies, and more. The judges? 3 very opinionated people. Mrs. Peabody, who claimed she had a superior palate. Pastor Tim, who was just in it for the free desserts. Jenny, the 10-year-old granddaughter of the director, who had sworn loyalty to anything with sprinkles. Betty's lemon drizzle cake was first. It sparkled under the lights. One bite and Mrs. Peabody said, "Zesty." moist, daring. Harold's scones were next. Warm, crumbly, and served with clotted cream and strawberry jam. Jenny took a bite and mumbled, "I want to marry this." Ethel presented her chili chocolate cake with a flourish. "Careful," she warned. "It has a kick." Pastor Tim coughed violently and shouted, "Merciful heavens." Jenny loved it. "It's like chocolate that punches you in the face." Finally came Stanley, nervously placing his banana bread on the table. It looked decent, slightly lopsided, perhaps more banana suggestion than banana bread. But he'd done it himself. Mrs. Peabody took a bite. Her eyes widened. "Is that peanut butter?" Stanley blinked. "No, I dropped it on the floor and dusted it off." The crowd laughed. Jenny gave him a thumbs up. Pastor Tim took a second slice. "Well, bless this mess. Blank. Underscore, blank." Chapter 5. Sugar and Shenanigans. As the judges tallied votes, Earl, the banana batter thief, announced he was running an unofficial pudding stand from the back of his scooter. His pudding exploded mid-scoot, launching custard into Harold's scones. Harold cried, "That's sabotage." "It's a topping," Earl yelled, slipping on a strawberry tart. Chaos broke out. A pie fell on Pastor Tim's lap. Jenny got frosting on her nose. The poodle ate half of Mildred's cheesecake. And through it all, the laughter echoed like music. Blank. Underscore, blank. Chapter 6. The Final Crumb. Finally, the results were in. Third place, Betty, for her dazzling lemon drizzle. Second place, Harold, despite custard sabotage. And first place, the crowd held its breath. Stanley, Pastor Tim announced. Stanley froze. "Me?" Jenny ran up and placed a plastic tiara on his head. "But my bread was wonky." Mrs. Peabody smiled. "Yes, but it tasted like effort. Like trying something new. Like love, with banana." The crowd applauded. Stanley, beaming, raised his loaf like a trophy. Blank. Underscore, blank. Epilogue. Bake it till you make it. From that day forward, Sunny Pines held a bake-off every month. Stanley became a baking enthusiast, even starting a YouTube channel called The Baking Grandpa. Betty taught pastry classes. Harold experimented with international scone flavors. His curry cranberry crumble was controversial. Ethel patented her chili chocolate recipe as boom cake. They still met at the card table, now with fresh pastries and tea that no longer tasted like regret. As Ethel said one afternoon, growing old doesn't mean growing boring. And as Stanley added, mouthful of banana bread. Sometimes all it takes is flour, friends, and a bit of bravery.